I'm
Squing
telling you, man. I
Silver.
think Harvey Specter will at least put up a fight against Picard in the courtroom. If
I
we put
think,
him in the
Ooh.
same trial, I think he could pull off at least almost a W.
bro, I
Mm-hmm.
think he could come. I think he could make Picard sweat a little bit, but I think there's a reason
Oh,
Picard has to
dang.
lead the Avengers. Okay.
So sweating in the courtroom, I've never heard of that before, you know? Like, yeah. You know where else I never heard of? The
But
most BS reason for why someone's taken a superhero's name. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Wonder Man from West
Venusville.
Coast Avengers. Yeah, I'm looking at you. What? Well, this trumps that, which let me tell you.
Venusville, you stole a black woman's title not just once, but twice.
Let's see if this one tops it. Which, because like, remember we had this
I'm
discussion
still
before.
salty, man. It's like
Yeah,
I get it. Your
yeah.
dad was the original Captain Marvel, but you could have let her have her time.
Well, let's see if this one tops it. Which,
no,
you
her
know how
outfit
we
was bad.
you know how we talked about like it's weird that people are just taking mantles titles of characters that they never even met before. Well, apparently Wonder Man, Killer Watt as he formerly was, is now deciding to take up the Wonder Man mantle, even though he never personally ever met Simon. But it turns out the reason why he chose the title Wonder Man is because he hates the guy.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you
That's
can steal
stupid
his
though.
fucking name.
Yeah. He
Oh wait,
hates the
what?
guy. He hates the guy because apparently, like, his dad was a huge ass Wonder Man fan, and apparently his dad was a bit of a dick to him. So he's like, screw you, dad. I'm going to be taking the mantle of your favorite
Oh, they
idol.
just stole the Tony Stark thing. Oh, my dad liked Captain America, so fuck you, Steve.
Man, perfect example right there, Austin. Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's just like petty.
yeah, come on, dude.
That's just petty. That doesn't top what the fuck Venusville did not just once but twice.
Like, would you really
She
want to be
deserved it. Her
taking?
outfit was trash.
Her
Would
outfit
you?
was great. What the fuck you talking about?
She, as
Like,
a captain, she had the worst Captain Marvel outfit of all time.
I like it. I think it's one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't always have to go with the fucking same color scheme as everyone else,
No,
okay?
I don't want her to go to the same color. I don't want her to have a better outfit. Like the one she ended up
Mhm,
getting like 2017.
mhm.
Well, don't let.
Regardless, I still like it, and y'all are being bitch ass haters, and fuck you, Venusville. I hope I never see you in a modern comic ever again.
Shout out to you,
Yeah.
bro. I hope you're the first kid to show up in MCU.
No, he wasn't even. No, it was Phyla. It was Phyla.
But
He
wait,
was
no,
the
no, no.
first.
In
He wasn't
MCU,
even
Phyllis not
Phyla
his kid.
Bell.
In the MCU, Phyllis not his kid.
Yep.
Exactly, but she's still the first Marvel kid to show up.
Well, wait.
Mhm.
Don't let this distract you from the
Well,
fact that Godzilla versus Kong got a trailer. Well, Godzilla X Kong
We're getting
Supernova got a
another.
They
teaser.
got a teaser.
We're getting
We
another
got
one.
a teaser, and we
yes,
Yes,
forgot
yes.
obviously the last
about
one
it.
made money.
Yeah,
Yep.
we forgot to. Yeah, I was like, man, I want it. Better be Godzilla's movie, bro. I'm sick of all these
They
Godzilla.
they told us when the last movie came out, the next one was gonna be
Yeah,
Godzilla's movie.
yeah, but I hope they stick to it, bro. I just wanted to be. I
Well,
just
everything they said so far, it seems to still be.
okay.
It seems
I
the
just
villain's going to be Gigan.
people saying Gaiden or Space Godzilla. I don't know.
It,
I don't know.
as much as I want to be Space Godzilla, because the crystals and if you look at the teaser trailer, it has like the pyramid diamonds
Mhm.
and stuff and crystals and stuff. I think it's gonna be Gigan, and then the next movie's gonna be Space Godzilla.
The
Mhm.
origins of
I think like they're gonna go the full alien invasion route.
Mm.
and then we have to end on destruct. I'm just sick of Godzilla and Kong crossing over, bro. Like I just want it to be Godzilla.
It,
Let this
it's
man, let Godzilla
starting.
have a friend, bro. Damn.
Now I mean, he can have a friend,
You
but it's
know,
like
He can only hang out with
apparently.
his wife Mothra for so long, okay?
The Dark
You know,
Dying.
yeah, Jake is apparently getting his Predator versus Alien fatigue right now, audience.
no,
Like,
yeah,
can we see
that's
somebody
what
else?
it's like. Damn, can't y'all take a break? Godzilla don't even like him like that, bro. It's like, ooh, like he's my best friend. Like you know what I mean? Like
hmm
this is a sick economy,
He
Yeah.
just a tsundere, bro. He does like him.
bro.
Well, all
It'll be
right.
like if a Sam was Frieza's best friend. Okay, like I like you, but you're still a monkey. You understand?
But you're his monkey, So, so, all right then. You guys just want to get started?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So, welcome to Comic Fanatic Live, the news and reviews of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. I'm a Fanatic tier, and you could be one too, because subscribing to our channel is the thing to do. Now, move on. There, that's my intro.
At least it was an intro.
Yes, it is. For my name is Jake Tylenol, and I'm here to say, Mark Spears, the cover artist for Silverhawks, you are W. Look at this shit. Like, look at this shit. My God.
You didn't look at it, didn't show anything.
It's on the thumbnail. It's right there.
Yeah.
Silverhawk.
On the left side, yeah.
Bro, I can't tell what that is.
That's the Silverhawk. It has their name in
It has
silver.
the name on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I didn't send my picture earlier so that we could cover up the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I was busy.
nah,
Who the hell
don't.
is that at the top of the pit? Okay,
That's
no, it's my
my
turn.
star,
It's my
bro.
turn.
No, Austin, that's Urzabit from Castlevania Nocturne.
I know you sick weirdos.
Furry aliens.
It's
We had furry
Break-
vampires, and then we have furry aliens.
it's Bricky Wall, Ace Comics, Austin. I think I've been in too many movies, too many stunts. I think my body's actively falling apart. So I don't think I'll be in Superman. My cameo's canceled.
Bro,
Oh.
if someone,
We'll
if you're
get
a
your
Superman,
cousin.
you're going to die. You see the sons they be having Kryptonians going through walls and shit, bro.
There are only so many times you can throw something through a brick wall, bro. Okay, it takes time to regenerate.
And when a Kryptonian goes through the wall, bro, that hurts a lot more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he didn't break the on me, bro. I broke on him, bro. They threw me at him. He didn't go through me.
Anyways, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, and are you guys ready to aboard the ship Arcadia to defeat the evil Mazon? No, just me? Okay, well, too bad. We're doing it anyways.
Yeah, he should have really been on the cover. Sad.
I didn't put the picture up. I didn't put the picture up on time. I was busy. I was stressed out that my phone was going to die because the power was out, but luckily we have the power back.
Okay. And Jake?
Bro,
Jake
what?
died.
And together we form the Silverhawks, and we give you the.
We are
news
not the fucking
of the
Silverhawks.
week.
No. Yeah, no. If you only let us form Voltron, we're not doing the Silverhawks.
Yeah, we're
Silverhawks.
fucking
But
Silverhawks.
there's
Screw the Silverhawks. We gotta talk about saving the planet, Jake. For
Yeah,
Hey,
I
we
want
gotta
to
save
rather
the
be a
planet from the evil
Talk,
Mazon,
Jake.
okay?
Jake, so look, listen to me, Jake. If you
Jake?
read Captain Planet, you would rather be a Planeteer too, because their powers are busted in this comic.
But listen,
I would rather be a space pirate or help
There's
save the
four
planet than do that.
Silverhawks. There's 4 Silverhawks. There's 4 of us. Okay. That's,
No,
Yeah.
bro, we're the
I'm not
Planeteer.
being
We're
a
just
fucking
missing
Silverhawk.
Philly, bro. He had the last ring.
well, until he gets there, we can't be the planet. So
If
Yeah.
Philly's
Hey,
here, we
Austin.
can summon Captain Planet. Who's Tony?
Austin, I
What?
want to be Voltron. Which line would you want to pilot in
I'll
Voltron?
be the left leg. I think that's awkward. I think it'll be funny.
Okay, noted. I'll be one of the arms.
But all this to say, we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. And on our special Tuesday nights, we talk about the comic reviews. And we got quite the list for you. As I already hinted, we are coming back to the Silverhawks universe. We are introducing Captain Planet and the Silverhawks. Planeteers.
Silverhawks. What?
Come on, get your facts straight.
Yeah.
We're also
Think about the environment, man. It's a,
Yeah,
Why does
the
Sam-
environment.
Why does Sam Wilson like he's screaming? That's racist.
No, you remember that vine? You remember that vine of that one kid being like, "That's racist."
Yeah.
And we have our usuals. We have Bionicle, no Avengers Academy on this list.
It just didn't come out this week. I don't know why.
All right, well. Other than that, and we are returning back to the Ultimate Spider-Man this week.
And don't forget.
Yeah, probably the best issue they've done all book.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
And
Okay.
don't
Best
forget,
issue
we
four.
gotta go back onto the ship Arcadia.
Oh yeah. Just so people know, we are not going to cover Gwen Stacy's comeback. We're not reading that book. I'm telling you that right now.
Hell nah.
We're not doing that. I don't care if it's real. I don't care if it's another clone. I don't care any of that. We're not reading that book. This is the closest you're going to get to Gwen Stacy on this channel. Unless it's actual Gwenpool.
Yeah, if it's Gwenpool, then yes. If it's Gwen Stacy, fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. Also, I was gonna ask you this. Is it the best issue? It's the best issue since when? What was the last great issue? You would say.
Let me see. That has to be one of their early ones. I would say the first Kingpin issue.
Okay.
Well,
Like the reveal of Sinister Six was a great issue, but I think the depth that this adds to the book and to the characters is a lot more.
All right. Well, that said, yeah, we have socials, which usually talks about those. But I'm gonna do it this week.
No,
Yeah,
I'm doing it because Jake's a nerd and he didn't let me do the opening part of the video. So, I'm gonna talk about the socials because this is all I got. Okay, besides doing a lot of other stuff, important stuff. Okay, yeah, you can first subscribe to us because if you don't, I'm gonna send Jake to your house to make you listen to him talk about Silverhawks all day. Not Bionicle. You don't get to listen about Bionicle. You have to listen about Silverhawks. Okay? Because he thinks that's the most important book that came out this last week. Okay?
It is. It is.
And I would beg to differ, but whatever. Not important. You can also follow us on Twitter at ComicFanatic69. Remember, that's with a PH, guys. A PH, not an F. Many people have made that mistake. A PH. Got it? Cool. But if you don't want to follow the whole squad and you just want to follow little old me because you like what I like to talk about, you can follow me on my Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at witch_of_Jotunheim. I do try to post on all of those places. Maybe pretty soon I'll go live on Twitch soon. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll see how the Wi-Fi works. Anyways, you can also find me on...
pray that you don't get banned, because for some reason they like to do that.
I don't know. I haven't done anything.
Unless your name's Hassan.
You can also follow me
on TikTok. They do it a lot. Yeah. They ban you on live, like in Bewey. Just being an asshole.
Yeah. I got banned for saying gay.
Yeah.
I'll talk about myself. Anyways, you can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at North Star Aria. You can also find me on Rednote /Xiaohongchu at Witch of Jotun. And if you want to be so kind to buy me a coffee, you can send me that my way, at Witch of Jotunheim. I will try my best to post stuff on there, but my Wi-Fi is kind of weird, so you're gonna have to wait for some cool stuff. Anyway, stay tuned because I will be talking about my fan fiction on my socials later, so stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Austin is recovering from his many turmoils. Crypt is in the same spot, and Jake, where you at?
Right now, I'm soaring on the highways to the heavens and the clouds.
You're not on Montanui or Metro Nui or whatever the fuck it's called?
Well, I'm soaring on my way there. Damn it. I just got to first be... I'm soaring from the Silverhawks to Voyanui. Okay? That's in plane ride.
So. Okay.
I want to read this robot's body, bro. I'm so sick of this bullshit. I'm not gonna lie.
I love you just casually talking about. I mean, just casually talking about something that we're not talking about till book 7, bro. We're not even talking about that.
Bro, I feel like we've been in this guy's body forever, bro. We done met like 7 different teams, bro.
We've gone through 7 Power Rangers teams. All right, that's not really,
bro.
Yeah,
they're longer
seasons,
bro. I get more time to care about those people.
We've gone through 3 teams, and each one has had 3 books.
Tell me one that's better than Jack breastfeeding.
From Jack by himself?
Yes.
Oh, the Metro Nui team, easy, bro. Actually, Metro Nui.
I ain't saying a fight, bro.
I know, but I mean, as a characters, the Metro Nui team, I love them. They're great. They're great.
Bro, he's racist. That's a black man.
The Metro Nui saga is one of my favorite character pieces that I've read recently, bro.
You see that Sam Wilson picture? That's him yelling at you.
Yo, maybe you pick up book 4 and start reading it, bro. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Angry Sam Wilson, making the face I made when I was reading this whole run. So, all right, guys. That way, you want to get started? Oh
Yeah.
heck no! Yeah, what do you think, Witch? Come on.
If you
All
get
right,
if you get
so
the
I guess
trade of
that
this book,
would.
I will buy the Earth X trade deal.
Namor being on the X-Men
No
actually pisses me
promises,
off
bro.
the more I think about it. Okay, I always feel like he's trying to fake relate to these people. I know he's a mutant, but he doesn't get discriminated against because he's a mutant. He gets discriminated against because
No,
he's an
because he
asshole. He's
only
trying to destroy the
he
world.
gives more of a shit about Atlantis
Yeah.
than he does about mutant. He
Yeah,
was on the X
so
Men
it feels
once.
weird.
And to be fair, when people hate on Namor, they don't hate on him because he's a mutant. They hate on him because he's a giant ass.
I don't think
You
most
know?
people
So
know he's a
they
Yeah,
mutant.
but that's what makes him great as well. Okay.
Yep. See,
If it wasn't
people
for
hate.
Namor, we wouldn't have like characters like Quicksilver and Northstar. Just letting you know that now,
Mhm.
because those two characters are very similar to
To
Namor.
be,
if
to
you
be
really think
fair,
about it.
Namor has a huge legacy. It's just an overshadowed legacy. I guess I'll put it like that. He should be one of like the top 5 heroes, first ever flying hero. But he's probably
One
like
of the
people who are
first
top
ever,
20.
like the first anti-hero in comics.
Yeah, but he's probably at best he's in your top 20 for the average person. I guess I'll put it like that.
Gotcha. But anyway, all right. Now that we talked about that, let's actually get on to the first book of the night, audience. So, we're here to talk about Captain Planet.
I
He's your
still don't
hero.
like the fucking shoulder things, bro.
I don't really understand that after reading this book either, to be honest. Yeah.
The people don't remember. We talked about the preview issues of this on this channel
Yeah.
when it first dropped. Because it
Mhm.
came out of the blue and Captain Planet was a huge thing. But at that time, Jake would defend this design, by the way. I want people to understand.
I still do. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, based on this issue, that's there
Yeah.
for no reason. Like, if
Okay,
there's no reason he has-
I defend the facial hair. I defend him.
No,
him,
I'm
the
fine with
writer,
the
the
aging
artist,
and
Well,
like
the
stuff,
artist
but
is
like,
drawing
there.
him like Captain America. You know,
Well, I didn't the shoulder pads. I remember there was a better drawing of this that I liked a lot more than whatever this is. I think this looks like. Ew.
the one of the variants, it looks more like shoulder pads. My problem is more like that's the only element like his outfit actually represents. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It feels
I
weird,
mean,
like, oh, I control all elements, but I'm just gonna keep a little bit of earth on my shoulders. That's gonna be like,
that was just done there just to add earth in it, really. It just doesn't blend well with his design, you know. So
I think it's
I'll
supposed
give
to
you
go. I think it's supposed to be a statement about it, like wrapping around the globe on his chest, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And we'll find out in the book.
We'll see. Yeah, I know it's supposed to look like Earth audience, but it just looks like trash. Captain America,
Yeah.
Captain Planet. I gotta tell you this: it's time to
The
take
more
out
you
that
look at this book, it looks like he flew through a swamp, like really fast.
Captain Planet. I gotta tell you this: it's time to take out that trash on your shoulder. So yeah. So all right, let's get on to the actual book. I read this, audience, and you should too, because guess what? This book is printed on 70% recycled paper. So go save your
shout out to them
environment.
for being, respectful to their own source material, I guess.
Yeah, go the extra mile on that. More books should be doing that.
But they
want
did
your
not
book-
come out on Earth Day, so that's the problem.
Boo, Captain
This wasn't
Planet. Like
respectful to
you,
Earth.
yeah, you didn't live up to your promise, apparently, Captain Planet. So yeah. All right. So how does this book start? Okay, yeah, it starts on Hope Island, where you see Gaia, like a much younger version of herself, right? For whatever reason, she's being attacked by this army militia. So yeah, these military people are attacking her island, specifically trying to capture her. So she uses all 5 rings that she has in her hands to, summon Captain Planet. Let me put him up. There we go. We get our first picture of him. Yep.
By
So-
your powers combined, bro, these not our powers.
They'll get to it. But yeah, in the midst of trying to save Gaia, Captain Planet ends up destroying 2 of the helicopters that are chasing them. And I gotta say this, Captain Planet, you're creating more harm to the environment by the toxic fumes that will be emitting from the fires of those helicopters. Just want you to know that.
Looking at him now, and like this, in the style they're doing, his outfit kind of throws you off. That he's wearing like chaps.
I didn't
So
know.
we know the blue is we know the blue is his skin. So it looks like he's trying to air out his crotch.
I didn't really pay attention to that little tidbit, Austin, but yeah, it looks like that.
I just noticed it because of the way they framed, like they got his whole leg sticking out in this photo.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
when you got the legs, you showed them off, Austin.
yeah.
So
Gotta plan to free, bro. It's okay.
gotcha. But anyway, like the army's militia, their weapons don't seem to be doing anything to Captain Planet. He's able to block them, which is why they ended up resorting to a weakness of his. That's right, audience. These army militias are firing at Captain Planet with
Wow.
uranium bullets.
Wait, I
Wow.
want to say something.
Yeah.
You go by the dialogue. This is Captain Planet's first time meeting Gaia. He had to ask her her name,
Oh, okay. I
and that
didn't know
changes
that.
a lot of stuff. Because remember, if the regular show,
But
I think weren't they like? Didn't I thought she made him, or at least made the rings.
well,
But here,
according
it's
to
like she just got the rings and summoned him to our
yeah,
planet.
according to Captain Planet, he's been around since the Cretaceous period, which I don't know how that's possible, but okay.
You're telling me
So,
there's a version of dinosaurs that had the rings, bro? That's kind of funny.
So
Jake,
this
No,
is-
it'd be like Power Rangers dinosaurs, bro. They got little energon gems.
hmm
Oh yeah. But here's what I want to say: uranium should not be a weakness of Captain Planet. That is a natural resource. So how could uranium?
Yeah, it should be. His weakness should be something that's not native to the planet.
Plastic.
Yeah. I just
Like
got this
you know
whole,
those like on those soda cans or like the beer cans, those like
no,
plastic
my-
circle thingies.
My
Mhm.
weakness.
Throw one of them. Throw one of those at him, and he should be out.
Yeah. You know, I gotta add this to the whole Cretaceous period thing, right? This guy actually add more, another layer to Captain Planet because he had already seen the Earth destroyed by its own inhabitants before. So
I think I
yeah.
sent another picture. Will you go to that? I think I sent the next picture in the same fight scene.
Which one? I don't.
It's the lightning.
Oh shoot! I didn't know that picture isn't in here.
It's fine if you didn't, because you can see it on here. I think this is the first time the Captain Planet ever used lightning.
Yeah.
Usually, in the show, he only goes by the elements that the powers give him,
Yeah.
and when he combines them, they usually don't combine like in this style.
Yeah.
Here, he's just actively using lightning, like as an
You know,
attack.
you know what this means? We're going to have our own Green Ranger moment in this run. Somebody's going to have to come in as a sixth Planeteer, the power
Yeah,
of lightning.
Yeah, I was saying we're
Yeah.
just throwing stuff out there. It was like, hey, yo, now you're going to be the gravity ring, and you're going to be like you're going to be like natural gas. What? Yeah, that's your power.
Hey, creating rings is a thing that happened in Captain Planet, audience. Like, remember Captain Pollution? Like, you remember him?
Both of you
Yeah.
to assume that everyone's seen Captain.
If you haven't seen Captain Planet, go watch Captain Planet. At least like an episode.
Yeah.
It's cheesy, but it's 80s cheesy.
Yeah,
it's
but
okay.
it's from the 80s. The 80s
yeah,
and
it's
90s. Of course it's gonna be
it's 90s. It's a product of its time, audience, which just makes it more appreciative of the campiness of it. You know,
If you're a fan of Matt Pat, he sings a version of the theme song in acapella on YouTube.
Gotcha. So yeah. Alrighty then, so let's continue on the book. Like, so yeah, Captain Planet gets weakened by these uranium bullets. So Gaia kind of has to quickly disperse him. So she scatters the rings, but unfortunately, she herself gets captured. Right. So basically, the rest of the issue is mainly each future Planeteer getting their own ring.
I won't lie, man. I wanted to show so many photos. Jake, there were so many like impactful photos. Because every planet here gets a good moment to show off their power. Like I don't remember names, but the Earth guy, they're about to get hit by a tsunami, so he makes trees bigger than the waves to save people's lives. It's like every planet here got a good moment.
Yeah,
lead up to the end of this book.
I think his name is Quam. Sorry, audience, I don't speak Ghana. So
yeah.
So Quan, it's the best I could pronounce it. But yeah, that is a cool scene. Yeah, like Austin, I wanted to upload those pictures too, but that will be a lot, you know. So yeah, it was cool.
Like you get like the fire dude coming out of burning house, saving people's lives. Everyone.
Yeah, apparently, let me read this. They each have a cool line at the end, right? As to why they're given the power. Like with the Earth guy, this is almost kind of like a Green Lantern ring sort of moment, right? It's communicating to him, saying
Kawam, a bull guy, Whose
Yep.
resolve is stronger than Stole. I give you the power of Earth.
Nice. And then next thing
James
you know,
Wheeler. I forgot his name was Wheeler, bro.
I
Like
know.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, from
Joey Wheeler's
North
cousin,
America.
bro.
Yeah, which is funny because in this he actually, let me bring up a picture. I did upload a few pictures for myself. There you go. This is all of them. I gotta say, Wheeler in this looks like Guy Gardner.
I
I
said the
don't know.
same thing. It will actually throw me off.
Yeah, it's the haircut. Really, he has that bullshit haircut.
I don't
going
want
on.
them to make him the asshole of the group, bro. I really don't.
Oh wow, they're making the one American.
The one
representative.
white
I have a
tall
question.
male was the asshole.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Who is the artist on this book?
I'll go back and see it.
Let me see. I have the book right here. The artist is Iman Casalos.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it vaguely looked like a different artist for a moment.
Yeah, I was having
Gotcha.
deja vu too, but I couldn't figure out who else.
It looks like if you've read, I know I'm keep bringing this back, but it looks like the guy who did the art for the recent Alpha Flight book.
Gotcha.
If you've seen it, you will understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
James Wheeler, whose heart burns for justice. I give you the power of fire.
Nice. Yeah, his scene is really like, apparently this one automotive industry in America got shut down and they laid off all the workers so that they could have their
It's Detroit. That's the real thing that happened.
Yeah, so that they could have all their products be made from overseas, So yeah. American representative here, audience, So all right. Next one.
We have Linka. I can't pronounce the last name, bro. I don't know what they do there. Linka.
It's Russian.
Alexandrovna.
Okay, look, Linka Alexandrovina. That's what.
Sounds
Bro, we're not doing all that, bro. Your name's Linka now. You don't get a last name.
Sounds very Slavic.
That's not the end of it. Linka Alexandria Sovanov. That's what you said.
Yeah.
It's very Slavic sounding.
Russian.
Who will fight until her last breath? I give you the power to win.
Yeah, she's a rock star.
You're gonna need it if you have that long of a last name.
I'm not even gonna try the next person's name, bro. I'm so sick.
Wait. Let me talk a little bit about her, right? So apparently in this universe, she's the lead singer of this one activist punk rock star in Russia, and she's right now dealing with some officers at the moment when she got her.
The lyrics are ass, bro. Like if you read the lyrics, like this doesn't rhyme. It's kind of ass.
Like the sky is falling, our planet chokes before Mother Nature's eyes. Like it's all about just shouting,
Yeah, it's just supposed to be metal. I would have told you at least like what type of music it is.
Always thought nuclear winter would be our demise. Fight the power, fight the plan. Yeah, this is very activism here, audience. So.
And it even says translated from Russian.
Yep. Maybe it sounds better in Russian. No,
maybe we went too far. You might be right.
Gotcha. So anyway, go on to the next one, Austin.
Bro, I can't say her name. I'm not. I can't do that.
Let me try to find her name. I know her name.
Ayun?
I'm trying to find her full name in here. See if
wisdom is fluid and ever changing. I give you the power of water.
Yeah, she's working in the submarine, so I guess she has a background in aquatic life here, So
and then for the best panel in the book.
Oh, I got that panel. Go ahead, talk about him.
Mati Yaniz, who has seen the value of life redeemed. I give you the power of heart. And this man is having poachers attacked by animals. There's a lesson on this man's neck, a vulture about to peck him out, and a snake covering his body.
Well, Austin, it's not even poachers.
My bad,
yeah, these are just people drilling for like the material that's in this land. Let's see, what was it? Lithium. They're looking for lithium.
They look for lithium in Brazil, but they're messing up their rainforest. Was it the problem?
Yep. And so, what's the justified response, audience? Well, yeah, he's going to kill all of them.
To be fair, they don't kill him one panel if he does die. But he had like 4 animals on. He even had the little monkey on his shoulder, bro.
Oh my god, like this is just extreme activism here, audience. He has a freaking boa constrictor biting this man and a
Sometimes
sheet
it's
on
what
top
needs
of
to be
him.
done.
Oh god, like these are 9 to 5 workers here, which like,
Still,
Yeah.
sometimes
you can
it
say
needs to
you
be
could
done. I'm not
you
gonna
can say
elaborate further. You're not gonna try
yeah.
to talk me out of it. Sometimes it needs to be done. I'm gonna go back to
That's why
drawing my yaoi. BRB.
that yeah, that's why I had to bring up this picture because like yeah, extreme activism here, audience. So yeah, base continue on, Austin. Oh yeah, that's the last person.
Yeah, we
So
get to Captain Planet asking for help. If you can hear me, please. There isn't much time. The rings are chosen each of you for a special purpose to protect the Earth as its Planeteers. Each of you possess a
mhm,
strength far greater than you can imagine, but
mhm.
you must choose to use it. Whatever happens next is up to you. Now,
Yay.
please, oh no, this is Gaia talking. Please find me in New York. She's casually in New York. That's kind of funny. For the sake of the world, I beg you, find me. The power is yours.
I have the power of heart.
And all this is going on while she's like, chained up. Well, not chained up, but like, yeah,
They got
she's
her arms
completely
locked
subdued.
in machines, but
Yep,
she's like standing. That has to be like super uncomfortable.
that's true. And then we see the villain of this arc, the person who sent that army militia to go capture her, and it's none other than Lucian Plunder.
Then Elon
Split
Musk.
it
What?
up. Split it up. His plan is literally finally you're going to be forced to share your power with all of humanity. He wants to share the power with
Oh.
everybody on the planet.
Yeah, free heat for everybody, free wind power turbines for everybody. This
You
and
know
that.
damn well he's not gonna use it for good. Look at his face. Look at his face. He's not using
Oh.
that shit for good. He's gonna use
Yeah,
it to
listen.
hoard all of the resources and make it worse for everyone else.
To be fair, he's only talking to her, and he's literally already kidnapped her. He could lie if he wanted to.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This Lucian Plunder, like I know people were probably expecting someone else because, like, I think as far as villains go in Captain Planet's Rogues Gallery, there's Doctor Blight. Who else? That Warthog dumpster guy. Yeah, but that's all I can remember. But this guy's mainly famous just for the end credit, the end song where he's the one who's saying, "You'll pay for this, Captain Planet." You know.
I was like,
So
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
yeah.
Am I wrong? That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's pretty much it, Witch. So yeah, that's really how this issue ends. I'm down to see where this run goes. Again, it's extreme activism here, audience.
Like I said,
I don't think
sometimes
he's
you
going
gotta
to
do
like.
what you gotta do to save the planet. I don't know what to fucking
Mhm,
tell you, man. Do you want
I
to
think
save
he's
the
mhm.
going to
planet,
be.
Cryptid? Exactly.
Which I'm saving the planet every day because I'm the one here doing the most good for the environment with my gardens, with my trees, with my
Okay, then what are you
uh,
doing about the
personal
pollution in
mulch.
our oceans?
With the pollution in the ocean, I'm conserving water by watering all my plants with pure rainwater. Which so yeah,
Okay, but there's still pollution in the everywhere. Why do you think we
yeah,
can't see stars in our cities?
and I'm
Tell
doing my
Namor
Just
to
best.
fix it.
Yeah, which they'll need more.
okay, you can't
So
don't talk down to me like I'm a child.
yeah.
Okay?
So what have you done to help the environment?
Hey,
Which
I'm saying I'm in space right now. I didn't say I was on Earth itself. Okay?
yep. I have the
Leave
most
me
plants
alone. I'm
planted,
helping
audience. I have
fight
the
the
most
evil
trees.
Mazon from destroying the Earth so that you can collect your fucking rainwater. How about that, huh? Well, the
Yeah.
government does
Take credit
nothing.
for that. Take credit for that. While I go tend to the tomatoes, the
Hey,
zucchinis,
cryptid,
the
hey, cryptid,
apricots, the
cryptid, cryptid,
plums, the
cryptid,
watermelons, the
cryptid,
sugar
cryptid. Shut the
canes.
fuck up and
Yeah.
move on. I don't care.
Yeah, I
Let's
could
move
go on
on.
and on,
You can
audience.
play all high and mighty all you want. Let's just move on. How was the book? How would you rate the first issue?
The first issue was for me. It was a solid 8 out of 10. Really, I just
Would
enjoy
you
it
keep
because
reading
of
it?
yeah. I'm going to follow this book all the way because again,
Cool. That's all we
It's a
needed.
product. It's a product of the '90s audience, and I just kind of like the extreme activism angle they're going with this.
Like I said,
Just that
sometimes you gotta
last
do what you gotta do.
just that last page where damn it, what's that kid's name? The one with heart? I keep forgetting his name. Do 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 do.
Mati?
Mati, yeah, him. Just that panel alone shows is all the explanation you need. Again, these are 9 to 5 workers here, audience, and you're brutalizing them. Damn.
Come
How, Austin, how did you feel about this issue?
I enjoyed it about the same. I think it's a good start. We got
Mm-hmm.
to see where it goes because it depends on how they handle this villain. I don't think they should go like the full cartoony. Oh, actually, I'm just super evil. I kind of want his plan to really be to share the power with everyone, but we
Yeah.
obviously that would be bad. So I'd like to see how they explore that if they can.
Yeah. His motto will be, well, screw the power is yours. The
It-
power is for everybody.
It's going to
Bam.
be the syndrome thing, and when everyone's super, and no one will be.
Exactly, So, alrighty then. Great start to the first issue, audience. This is miles better than the writer's last book that we all know about, which was that Punisher book that we don't talk about. So, yeah.
That was
Alrighty
a
then.
Bruno?
Yeah, David Paposi. Yep.
Oh! No, I was thinking about Jason Aaron. I know you're talking about that. Never mind.
Nah. I don't even remember that guy's
Punisher
name.
too. We don't talk about that guy.
Yeah. I can't even be bothered. Oh wait, Joe Garrison. I forgot. Yeah. Oh man, what a train wreck that character was. So, all right then. I guess with that we can move on to the next book, audience. So,
Ultimate
Did we lose Rick?
Spider-Man. Which is this number 16?
Yeah.
Hey,
Give us a-
not to rush you guys, but for some reason my phone is hating me right now, so I do want to be able to talk about my book when.
Don't worry,
when-
we're gonna get through this and I'm gonna be gone.
Okay,
Okay.
just
My
let me know.
side
My
killing.
phone is hating me right now.
Gotcha.
All right. Ultimate Spider-Man number 6. The Mystery of Mysterio, as fans are calling it. But if people don't know, I called this. This is on camera. I literally said this like 2 issues ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I called it. I was right because it made sense, and I don't care. But it starts with when Stacy checking Harry's grave, and then we get a flashback that reveals her father was Mysterio. At least
Holy
the
shit!
last Mysterio. It's more like a title gets passed down in this universe.
Okay. Keep the illusion of Mysterio still being alive. I see.
Yeah. That's why when you first see Mysterio in this universe, they look at him and say, "Bro, weren't you taller?" And then she has to actively make herself look taller because no one else knows Mysterio just died, or at least
Yeah.
passed down the title. But we get to see Harry and Gwen's, I won't say their first date, but it was supposed to be the date where she met the parents, and it clearly just wasn't working out.
No.
But her dad called her back and he revealed her, look, I'm Mysterio. I can't do this anymore. You have to be Mysterio. He wanted you to take this place and join us in the Sinister Six.
Sounds like, dude, it sounds like Gwen Stacy in this universe has a lot to talk about with the Felicia Hardy of this universe,
Yeah.
Because this feels like the exact same life experience that she went through,
I think it's funny because, I don't know, that's why I didn't like Black Cats as much. Because for her point of view, Spider-Man killed my father, and the moment you found Spider-Man's son, you just immediately started flirting with him.
I know, right? Hey,
At least
sometimes
here, it's just a natural progression of her being Mysterio, I guess is the easiest way to say it.
gotcha.
But apparently they have a mantra, which is the world is a lie, and only through embracing those lies and becoming a master of them can you truly see. And you see her at a table surrounded by people in shadows, and these are the formal Mysterios. One supposed to be her father, her grandfather, stuff like that. Our craft is older than the lie. Our power is ageless. The amulet passed from sire to spawn. 1 to wear it, 5 to share it. We are Mysterio.
That sounds like a cult.
I
It
know,
basically
right?
is. It looks like a cult. They literally got
Almost
the helmet of Mysterio in the middle of the table like a crystal ball.
the Illusionati audience. Damn, that sounds so wrong.
I mean, you
Uh,
talked about the Killuminati yesterday, and it still sounds
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
hey, Mr. Ouroboros is a hero.
Dude, that guy was
Yes, indeed.
creepy as hell. Put him back in the Cancerverse where he belongs. Put him back in that crystal
But
thing or whatever the fuck it was.
Mhm.
but 9 years ago, we get the marriage of Harry and Gwen, and she looks beautiful. Funny enough, it looks like Norman finally showed up.
Damn, finally showing up for your kids? Wow.
So
yeah,
Emily.
I wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't.
First of all, this is the first time I think we've seen Emily Osborne since that bullshit spinoff Green Goblin book in
Yeah, yeah,
616.
yeah.
It was like Shadow the Green Goblin or something, where they wanted to make her
Mhm.
evil for some reason. It was dumb.
Yep.
But we see Harry's mom and him together for the first time in a long time. And we see we see Norman talk with Gwen. And it goes about as much as you think. But funny enough, he compliments her. Because he loves
Dang.
putting Harry down, because fuck Harry Osborn. He tells her,
Mhm.
I really think you could have did better.
Wow.
In another
Wow.
timeline, you will think they were referring to Sin's past as like a nod or something.
Yeah,
No, I meant like me, obviously. But
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because funny enough, she kind of looked like Emily. Same hair. Well, Emily has a little bit lighter hair, but same lipstick style. Like, it's weird.
Please don't tell me that this is leading up to an actual Sin's past.
It's not. But he wants her to promise something. Don't ever
Okay.
let Harry. Because he just doesn't like Harry, like always. He's telling
Mhm.
her, "Promise me you won't let Harry distract you and drag you down for what you want to do,
Oh,
for what you were
damn.
put on this earth to do."
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "I can make that promise."
Imagine
That means
having a father.
why does Norman always see more potential in everybody but his own son?
I know. Why, dude? And this is the guy that Harry decides I'm gonna have him be the voice of reason for my Iron Man suit. You know, my Jarvis. Like,
But which the main reason I wanted you here and it's in a scene is because on Christmas when Harry and Gwen are exchanging gifts, one of them get a book by Dr. Jericho Drum.
Brother Voodoo or Doctor Voodoo, depending on the era.
yeah, yeah.
I can't The world that is and the world that was by Jericho Drum.
Hey yo, what's
He looked like
good?
a school professor, like a scientist or something.
Yeah. So he has to
He,
find some way to occupy his time, I guess. Since I guess in this universe he isn't a sorcerer, so yeah. Go on to writing
but
books.
funny enough, you start to see how Mysterio affects Gwen's world. If you look at the background, the marriage page, you will see
Mhm.
Mysterio in the background of her panels, and
Mhm.
even in this the panel with Doctor Drum, you see Mysterio's hand hovering above her hand. Because this
Mhm.
is how Mysterio works. He's like always there whispering in your ear. Make sure you don't fall
Mhm.
for the lies of everyone else.
Yep.
But basically, they found out the Mysterio team found out something, so they all reconvene around the table and like we gotta do something quick. We have to figure out, we have to get ahead of the situation. But we get Gwen's version of events for a lot of stuff, like the double date with Peter and Mary Jane. You see
Yeah.
Mysterio basically like telling her, "Oh, this guy's lying," or "This guy's telling the truth." And just trying to I don't want to say manipulate her because it's hard to understand like the dynamic. Is this
Mhm.
Mysterio? Is Mysterio another fourth or just the five people like conscious together? You know what I
No.
mean? Like it's hard to tell.
It's almost like they're trying to keep you guessing at that point, right, Austin? You know?
Yeah, but if they try to keep guessing too long, it's gonna get annoying. So hopefully we like at least get a little bit more details on this.
Mhm.
But anytime she makes a comment, Mysterio responds back to her. She sees Harry in the Green Goblin outfit, and she's basically like hyping him up. This looks nice, all blah blah blah. But
Mhm.
funny enough, Mysterio is the one who let her know that Harry got kidnapped and where he was. So this is why I think it's the five dudes are controlling Mysterio itself, or at least
Right.
giving their powers to Mysterio. If that makes sense.
Right.
But they're like, we found him. Craven got him. We gotta go get him. Oh yeah, one more thing. How do you know you weren't followed? And this revealed that Harry had Doc Ock following. I won't say following her, but trying to make sure she's safe. He have cameras on her when she go out and stuff.
Yeah. Harry
So
mentioned that. Harry mentioned that to
yeah,
Peter when they were being hunted by Craven. That they had
yeah,
protocols for the event of like Harry or Gwen disappearing. So.
yeah. But it also might imply that Doc Ock knows that she's Mysterio
Mm-hmm.
if he's that good. But he
Mm-hmm.
gets fired, and that's like why he hasn't been around in the last few books. It always felt weird that Harry disappeared and Doc Ock just never showed up. That was like his top guy.
Wow, an Osborn that screws over Dr. Octavius. Wow, I never heard of that happening before,
But
audience.
as Peter is beating the dog shit out of Craven, she shows up, grabs Harry, and makes the Mysterio, use some Mysterio gas and stuff to make it look like Harry Osborn got shot. We know
Mm-hmm.
he really did it. He got saved. And then Mysterio herself, Gwen Stacy, murders Craven. And then reveals that she's Mysterio to Harry. But it was crazy. For a first on
Yeah,
screen kill and everything. But
yeah.
Good for
you
her.
get to see her. Go ahead.
Good for her.
But her and Harry
She-
basically talked this out,
mhm.
and they're both coming to terms with them both being, I won't say super villains, but different personality situation. And they're
Mhm.
going to try to make it work and move forward together as husband and wife, regardless. With the world thinking that Harry is dead.
Wow.
Like that, this
Wow.
issue did a lot for Gwen Stacy because at first she was just the ruthless businesswoman,
Yep.
but now her being Mysterio changed a lot of things. It changed a
Yeah.
lot of things like the issue showed, and it's going to change a lot of stuff in the future until Peter figures it out. But funny
Yep.
enough, I don't think Peter's going to figure it out. I think it's going to be Mary Jane.
It kind of has to be at that point. Peter has to collide with Harry, and naturally that will have to leave Mary Jane colliding with Gwen. So.
Yeah, the next issue is supposed to be about Harry, supposed to be about the Green Goblin again, but it doesn't show Harry in their ass. It shows Norman. So I think we're
Wow.
getting the AI takes over the suit arc.
Oh my God, Norman Osborn is an AI audience. Dang.
Yeah, so instead of it was getting the Venom arc like we thought we were getting, we're getting the AI Green Goblin arc instead.
I know, right? Man, whenever there was a time when everybody was moaning when it was announced that Gwen Stacy was going to be in the Ultimates book. Now look at
Yeah,
us. Now look what happened. They
I'm
did
still
something.
kind
The
of
right.
moaning, but I'll let it slide.
Yeah. The writer is doing something interesting with Gwen. Which is hard to say nowadays. You know.
I feel kind of bad that Quentin Beck doesn't exist anymore. Cause
Mm-hmm.
it kind of feels weird to think that something the maker did somehow just made this guy never get his role.
Mm.
Like how did Mysterio? How did he change time so much that Mysterio started like in 2 or 3 generations before he was supposed to? You know
Oh
what I mean?
dang. Yeah. I know.
Like that's crazy to me to think of.
Well, if there's one thing we need to learn, we need to keep in mind with Mysterio is, hey, looks are deceiving, man. Who knows? We might still see Quinn at some
Oh
point in
no, no.
this run.
That also
So you
you just reminded me too.
yeah,
So Tony Stark was trying to redo everyone's powers. So that means he
yep.
also would have made a Mysterio tech and sent it out.
Ooh,
So there
ooh,
might be literally 2 Mysterios in the future.
there you go, there you go. So
So he would have sent the Quentin Beck if Quentin Beck was alive. And if Quentin Beck wasn't alive, then I guess he would have made it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's true. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to tune in to see what happens next, Austin. So
Yeah, let's hope the next one has at least as good pacing as this is. But I kind
mm-hmm.
of doubt it.
We'll get to there when we get to there. So, yeah, another good book, audience, in the Ultimate Spider-Man. So, all right
Just
then.
wait till next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to head out. I am kind of.
Alright.
Okay.
Good
Gotcha.
night. Get
Good
better
having.
soon.
Yep. Good having you here, man. Take it easy. So,
No problem. I
all
just
right.
wanted to get these stories out so we don't have to keep putting them off week on week.
Gotcha. All right. So, with that, let's move on to Jake's book. Jake.
Silverhawks suck.
With wings of silver and nerves of steel, we return to the Silverhawks universe.
Do the whistle.
Go Silverhawks!
Tally ho!
We don't get the bird yet, but you know what we do get? We have all the Silverhawks in this issue. All right, they're not.
Hey.
There's only one of them that is a Silverhawk, but we get all four of them, and maybe a fifth Silverhawk in this one. So,
wow!
How many Silverhawks are there? There's two.
Well,
there are a lot. Which question, Jake? Is it the yellow Silverhawk? The yellow one?
I don't know I don't know much about the Silverhawks lore, but there's the Magician Man from the Bluegrass issue, issue 2. He's like, I want to be a Silverhawk now. So
is he bald? Is he bald?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. That's the Magician Silverhawk.
Okay.
There's a green Silverhawk out there, audience. Yeah, it's just like the Power Ranger situation. You're going to add more Silverhawks color themed as you go along. Just to sell more toys at the end of the day.
Right.
So
we get Quicksilver. He's still being trained, but he's kind of ass. Like they're like, damn it, man, you gotta get your head in the game because we're going to war with Monstars soon, and we need to make you a tip-top shape. And just remember, there is a Silverhawks team now, but they're old fucking men and women. All right, like this is not the team that you want to fight Monstar and the boys with. Okay, they're here to lead the next generation. And so they're training Quicksilver. We also got like Bluegrass and his magician friend, and Bluegrass actually doesn't seem to want to be a Silverhawk. It's not that he's against it. Like no one it's just that like it's not something he's pursuing. But his friend is like, you know what? Not for nothing, but like, you know, like my friends were killed by Monstar back in the day. And this is my chance to really get back at them. So like I want to be a Silverhawk. You know, like they're like, and the guy's like, and the guy wants to say yes, but there's an alert. He's like, listen, we gotta deal with this real quick. But just so you know, after this is all over, you can be a Silverhawk, no questions asked. We don't give a shit. We do get introduced to the last two. I'm sorry, I'm still learning names, but the brother sister combo. Do you remember them? Cryptid?
Yeah. I know who they are. I just forgot their names.
Yeah. I remember. Is it? I'm trying to look up the team name. But yeah, we get introduced to them. I think one's called Emily, and that's not her like her Silverhawk's name, but it is her real name.
Just imagine everyone gets like all these cool nicknames, and you just have Emily.
Oh, hang on. Her name is Steelheart. It's one of them is Steelheart, the other is Steel Will. I'm gonna assume the girl is Steelheart for 80s reasons. But yeah, they're on a planet. So they're not Silverhawks. They're just like desk workers. They don't live that cop life, but they've been sent on a mission to go investigate something. Apparently someone has stolen Monstar's shit, and Monstar wants it back. And they're on the home planet of the Copper Kid from the story. Now Copper Kid, Copper Kid's people have stolen Monstar's shit, and they're like, oh shit, the cops are here. They're gonna figure out what we did. And it's like, well, these are just like beat cops. They're like, they're just like traffic cops. They're not really like the Silverhawks or anything. So we're fine. But he's like, but even if they see what we stole from Monstar, we're in some hot shit. And we get a random cutaway to Copper Kid as well. And we run into our first one of the villains of the story, who I did see this guy in episode 2. Hopefully I did this right. I don't want to go out of order. Okay, there we go. Yes, this one. You remember this guy, Cryptid?
Dude, that deadass looked like a Splatoon map for a second from where I'm looking.
Let's see. Nothing's popping up to mind in terms of Silverhawks Rogues Gallery with this character.
He was in episode 2. He is the guy who controls the storms and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was like in episode 2 there was when the Silverhawks go to Monstar's planet, he creates like tornadoes and shit. Yeah. So he's creating quite the storm, and so the Silverhawks, the old Silverhawks, they're like, listen, like we might not be in shape, but we can't just ignore a planet in trouble. And Quicksilver is like, let me come in there and help you. And they're like, no, you're not ready, son. But take notes. See how the old guard does it. See how the old blood does it. And so they go into battle, and here we go. The old guard Silverhawks. This is their outfits. So yay, look at that. Yeah. Not as cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. They look cool, but they're not as cool as like the next generation. Okay.
They feel like the prototypes.
Yeah.
Like
The Mark ones, and so they go into battle and they actually do pretty well. They're like, listen, we might be out of the game, but we still got it. And the other one's like, and one of them's like, yo, speak for yourself, man. I'm fucking exhausted. Like, God, I need a break. And then but before they can like apprehend the guy, they're like, listen, I'm so glad you guys, I'm so glad the Silverhawks came out here to play today. Because encrypted, I'm so sorry I didn't save this image for you because I didn't see this. But like, the guy's like, I'm so glad you guys came out because this was actually a trap. Monstar sent all of us out here because they were like, we're on a bunch of random missions, but we get paid top dollar and we can draw these Silverhawks out so he can come in personally and kill them. And boom, there he shows up. Monstar shows up.
Oh dang!
Encrypted, like he kills them. Like, I mean, they're dead. I mean, like,
dude.
He rips one of them in half.
Century style is what I'm assuming, right, Jake?
Yeah, we're talking about no, they're dead. Like we see the blood and everything. All right, throat slit, bodies ripped on the floor. You're like, oh god, it's the Silverhawks, and he leaves one alive. And I actually like this bit because like he has one of them by the neck or like the head, and he's like, listen, I have a message for you. I want you to go tell Commander Stargaze that there's a war coming. And Emily, like Steelheart, she's behind because remember Emily's just a beat cop, so she has a gun behind. He's like, freeze, hold it there, you're under arrest. And Monstar looks at her and he's like, oh. Anyway, as I was saying. It was kind of crazy, dude. So there's a war coming, and you need to know that it's happening. So you go back to command and you tell Commander Stargazer what's going on, and you deliver my message. And this is the only reason you're alive today. And so he throws her away, and then he flies into the sky, and it's like holy shit. And that was the issue. So next week's issue. Listen, our Silverhawks are gone. There's no old guard. It's the new team. Okay, there is no more training. Okay, so blood. It's like so we got Bluegrass, Copper Kid, Steel Will, Quicksilver. It's gonna be up to them.
Can I be honest?
What's up?
I like these suits a lot better than the ones that we saw on the actual cover.
I can't agree. I just can't agree.
Nah, I can't. This looks hype.
I think it's because I don't know. I think it's just because of how it's drawn. Maybe I would like it if it was in this actual style a bit more, but I don't know. I just can't fuck with it personally. That's just a personal preference, though.
That's right.
These Silverhawks kind of feel like something I would see like in Big Hero 6, you know?
They look like Big Hero 6 characters. That's what that was reminding me.
And I get they're a bit more colorful, but I'm sorry, like when you put them on this, when you do this, bro.
So this is like 29.9 versions of them, you know?
Right.
So sleek, so advanced, you know? So hype. There we go, you know?
Yeah, so all in all, I'm still enjoying the pacing of this book. We are just like rapid fire. We're going at an acceptable pace. The story is continuing. It's making me want to see more. Like I really want to know what happens next. We lost our mentors. I do wonder, and we'll see how the story plays out. I wonder if it was too soon to kill the old Silverhawks. The only one that got training from them was Quicksilver. So I do wonder if maybe like we should have gotten the other team a little bit trained before we killed off the old guard, but you know, it is okay. I do like how the book isn't shying away from characters dying. I wonder how that's going to come into play later in the story. But it's never to a grotesque degree. It's never reveling in the fact that people can bleed. It's more like just like to emphasize what the stakes are at this point. So, I think that's what I really appreciate about it. But all in all, I really enjoyed this comics pacing. I wish it was a weekly book, but you can't rush cover genius like this.
Yeah.
Genius takes time.
Yeah.
I know once upon a time, Philly, when we had a segment called Cover the Week, this will be that. This will take top spot right here, audience. You know.
Yeah, and you know what I like about it too? It's like even though the Silverhawks in the book aren't like here yet, like it really gives you the impression that at some point they're gonna feel this legendary when they get their shit together. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. You know. So
it's a good cover. So yeah,
cool.
But
It's
yeah,
a pretty
highly
good
recommend-
cover, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, highly recommend this. Silverhawks by Dynamite Studios by Brisson and Combadias. Yeah. Go read this book. It's 3 issues in, easy to catch up. So.
Cool. So, all right then. I guess with that, we should move on to the next book, audience. Go ahead.
finally, it is my turn. We are returning to space once again. Okay? We are talking about Space Pirate Captain Harlock, number 2. You guys excited for this? You guys ready to board the Arcadia?
Yay! Let's talk about the second captain of tonight.
I know, it's like we have 3 captain books this week.
Yeah.
And this was an older book too. I didn't have anything to talk about. I was gonna talk about a horror comic. I just wasn't able to read it. So,
Yeah.
we're talking about space pirates now, and space alien plant ladies. Don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's get past. So it starts off with a newscast, right? Where, basically the newscast lady is talking about like the Arctic breeze that is covering the earth, because if you remember from the last time I talked about this book, the Ice Mazon Queen lady, yeah, she back. She's officially back, and this is not the comeback tour you want, but hey, would you rather have global warming or global cooling? It really does depend on you, but whatever, not up to me. Anyway, so we cut to like this kind of courtroom, quote unquote, type of place where we see the guy in charge, right? And he's like, so you're saying that the aliens caused this cold snap? I was gonna make a joke there, but if you know Game Grumps, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so Professor Emir is like, yeah, so the report I gave you, yeah, it proves it. Like here's photo evidence of what the fuck I'm talking about and if it's true or not. And so the other guy is like, so what, these series of photos, like if you'll convince anyone for this? And he's like, and Emir's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what about the engraved tablet that I gave you as proof? And he's like, oh yeah, the famous tablet. My expert told me it was nothing special. And Emir is like pissed the fuck off. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? Keep in mind, I need to preface this as someone who is watching Captain Harlock right now. The government of Earth, which, because it's kind of like a united thing, are incompetent as fuck. I think probably even more incompetent because they're not doing anything. So I feel like I need to preface that. They are the reason why everything is going to shit and why the Mazon are attacking. R.I.P. Jake, I guess. Anyways, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the leader guy is like, yeah, I agree that the deaths of the people who died out there, you know, like, I'm sorry with your loss, but I'm sorry, I can't follow up your fucking fantasies. And Emir's like, but sir, and the guy's like, okay, enough has been said, like, again and again with these stories of the Mazon, I don't want to fucking hear it anymore. Get out of my fucking sight. And so then we get a like a video call type of thing, like a FaceTime type of thing from this one captain, right, of a different ship, like a cargo ship, right? You know what I'm talking about. You know what a cargo ship is.
Tonight is the night of captains, audience.
Yeah, this captain, we don't give a shit about that much. He's only here to say that that there are warm clothes and food being distributed free to the population daily, and unfortunately that one of the cargo vessels were prey of a pirate ship. And if you guys have been keeping up with the memo, or if you've seen Space Pirate Captain Harlock, you would know that it was the Arcadia that attacked. But yeah, I mean, it could be worse. Trust me, it could be the Mazon. Ooh. So keep in mind, so our boy over here, Emir, is like kind of like disheartened and everything, and so the prime minister is like, "Oh, you're still here?" And so he's like, "Can I have my tablet back, please?" And like the prime minister over here smoking his fucking cigar with like a little like a speech bubble with like 2 little hearts on there, and he's like, impossible. My charming secretary took a shine to it. She's putting it in the National Museum, right? So we cut to the museum, and we see this lady with long dark hair wearing like a really long dress or something. And guess what, bestie? Guess what?
What?
She's a
What?
Amazon.
Ooh.
But she doesn't have like the tealish skin though, but it depends. Like Amazon can look a bit different if you need to blend in. You know what happens?
Yeah.
Just
They go
one
through
shot by
style
you and
change.
you're
They go through
yes.
style changes every now and then, so.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do when you're trying to conquer a planet.
Mhm.
Anyway, so one of the Amazon are like, okay, what should we do with the professor? And the lady in charge of this little group is like, can you guess what you gotta do? Like, it's pretty obvious. Anyways, so Emir is like kind of pissed off at this. He leaves the government building and he's walking out into the snow, which is like, bitch, you know about the Mazon and you're going out in the snow? Like, you're gonna walk out by yourself at night? What is this?
Dang.
That's how Daiba's dad died. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, so we see 2 Mazon lady pointing a gun at him, and Emir's like, oh, like, what are you? Like, what do you want from me and everything? And so one of the Mazon ladies are like, Professor Emir, you know way too many of our secrets. And before she could shoot, she gets shot. And can you switch to the next picture?
Sure thing. Right there.
Not that one.
Come back.
Not that one. Yes, that one.
Okay, that one.
Anyway, so we see Harlock pull up and shoot one of the Mazon ladies with his cool saber gun thing. I don't know what the hell that is actually, but it's cool. And so he hops off his ship and he shoots the other 2 Mazon ladies like a badass, and they go up into flames because they're plant people. I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Emir's like, what the fuck? And Harlock is like, yeah, come on the ship for a sec. Come get yourself warmed up, get some food, it's all good. And so he does that, obviously, because why the fuck would you want to be out in the snow when there's danger around? Or you can hang out with someone who's actually competent in their job to protect you. If I had to choose between that prime minister or Harlock, I'm choosing Harlock all day long. I feel like that's obvious.
Yep.
Anyways, so Emir's like, oh yeah, I was able to get this tablet from like this ice place, like in the Arctic or whatever, but then like the government took it and we want to analyze it, but I wasn't able to because they're keeping it like assholes. And so Harlock's like, yeah, we can just steal it and do the analysis ourselves. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
And so Emir's like, yeah, but they took it to the National Museum. And Yataran, who has those little toy planes, he's the little pirate guy, just letting you know. And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. So they go to the museum. They take like their secondary ship, right? And so basically, it drills a hole into, like, it crashes through the doors, right? And so when the security guard on board is like, what the hell? Like, this is I was promised a quiet job. What the hell? So we see Yataran come out of the little ship that he's a part of and summons all of his toy planes to attack. And guess what? They attack. They attack. It's fun. Anyways, so Harlock, Emir, and Yuki, Kayuki, by the way, if you didn't know, she's like one of the few girls on this fucking ship. Anyway, so they're watching this happen and everything like that. And guess what? They gotta stick a landing soon. Just kidding. No, they don't. They actually have to go pick up Yataran, and then they gotta leave. And guess what? Guess who got the tablet? Not the museum. Not the fucking museum anymore. Success. They got the fucking tablet. So, we cut to Mime, Daiba, the weird bird thing, and the doctor guy. And they're just hanging out. Mime's like, oh, Harlock has returned, safe and sound. If you didn't know, basically, Harlock saved Mime from something that I'm blanking on at the moment, and she's basically indebted to him. Which now that I think about it, so there's a 2013 movie, and there was this one scene where a whole bunch of the crew got captured, and one of them was saying that Kai was like potentially sleeping with Harlock or whatever, and in my mind I was like, that makes no sense because Mime is in his room all the time playing her harp and drinking alcohol, which is what she does in this issue, by the way. She steals the doctor's guy's alcohol and just chugs it. She starts glowing like gold. Yeah,
got the good stuff then.
I guess she's also an alien with no mouth, but whatever. She can still speak. It's fine. Anyway, so the doctor guy is like, "Hey, Tadashi, like, you good? Like, what's up?" And there's two reasons why he would be angry. One, the Mazan are still alive, and he wants to avenge his father by killing every single one of them. Which, as so far in the show that I'm watching, he has gotten into a lot more trouble than he has actually killing these guys.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you gotta look at the whole picture. You gotta calm down, okay? Like, Harlock is like gonna let you know when you could kill them all. Trust me. Trust. Anyway, and also his outfit is not hot pink, it is red now, which bothers me because I liked it when it was pink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pink in the show. It's not red. Anyways, so basically he's like, "Oh, my father always maintained that the Mazon were already on Earth like long before the appearance of man." And he's like, "I gotta kill them all. Like, I gotta kill all the Mazon, And the doctor's like, "Okay, like, I get it." Anyways, guess what?
What?
Daiba and the doctor have to go to the analysis room. Ooh. Anyways, they pull up. Daiba and Emir, like, they shake hands, being like, "Oh yeah, like, nice to meet you. Like, I've heard a lot about you. Blah 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 blah." Anyway, so the analysis on the tablet is completed, and all this other stuff, and it does basically, if I can remember what it says, yeah, so the Mazon were on Earth for a while before man showed up. So they've been here a while, but then they left, and now they're like they're trying to reconquer the Earth, I guess you could say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Reconquering the Earth.
I don't know. It's like weird. It's like, keep in mind, this is like its own separate story, kind of, from the original show, but like the original show does have a lot of influences in it for obvious reasons, but not important.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, basically, one of the person doing the analysis was like, look at the world map. The Arcadia's computer can like process the modify like the information, blah 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 blah. And so basically, I'm assuming that the Mazon have been here since Pangea, and now they have to go to the Amazon rainforest. So that's what you gotta do. Anyways, so we cut back onto Earth where we see the Ice Mazon lady, and all that other stuff. We see Mayu playing the ocarina to her late father, who her genetics make no sense to me, but at the same time, whatever, it does not matter. Anyways, so they're flying to the Amazon. They pass by some cool kind of dirt crop circle type deals. You get the idea. Not important. They get to the actual rainforest in question. And so there was an episode, keep in mind I haven't finished the show yet, where it's kind of like this, where they have to go to the Amazon and fight some Mazon or whatever. But in the show, it was just Harlock and Daiba who went down. But in the comic, it's those two plus Yataran plus Mime and Emir. They're all here, which is like, where the fuck were all of you guys in the show when Harlock and Daiba were being pinned down by a whole bunch of Mazon pretending to be trees?
If there was ever a time to step up, right? Yeah,
it's like, I get it. Someone has to be manning the ship, but like, Kai is doing that. you could have brought Yataran and Mime down, or like one or two other people down with you, but whatever, it's fine, doesn't matter. Anyways, so they see this giant like statue type of thing. Not really a statue, but like it could be a hidden temple. Ooh. Anyways, so we see some of the Muslim ladies coming out of the trees and the roots of the trees and everything, and they're here to attack. Ooh. But guess what? Like they're like, oh yeah, our queen is gonna come back, and once she does, like, it's over for y'all. Like, we're gonna rule this place, because why the hell not? And so Daiba's like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you all. Pew 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 pew. And guess what? That pisses them off. So they start fighting. They start and it started blasting, Anyways, so they blasted enough of them, and they go inside the temple. And it's a pretty cool looking temple. You see some Muslim ladies like encased in ice and everything. You see some engravings. And can you go to the picture with the giant, with like the kind of gray background?
Let's see.
That one, yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, they found a 300 million-year-old ship. Woo!
Ooh.
And there's lights inside.
Ooh.
Ooh. Anyways, basically they go inside the ship, obviously, and guess who they see? They see the Ice Mazon again with that other lady from the last time, which Talika, that's her name. Keep in mind, great design, love her design. However, Emir should not be that happy to see her.
Oh wow!
Because she literally betrayed him and like literally everyone else that she was supposed to be working with for the Mazon, which I think she might be a Mazon, but do not quote me on any of that because I'm not going to say anything. I don't know, the vibes are there. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, which? Quick, anybody here? Jake here. Which?
Oh, well, this is a good time to talk about the Sonic X episode. Sonic was on the alien planet with Amy, and Amy wanted to go to Japan.
Look at you invading. Look at you invading Witch's topic with Sonic.
No, I'm only filling up the space because Witch isn't here. But
gotcha.
Knuckles got duped by Eggman like 3 to 4 times in that show. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Imagine being tricked by the same guy 4 times. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They actually addressed it in that episode. The last episode, they're like, "Damn, man, why are you always getting tricked by Eggman?" And then like Amy's like, "Listen, I think it's just because he's a nice guy, but he's also an idiot." And, maybe you just gotta stop listening to like a guy who's been clearly evil just because he bats his eyelashes at you, man. Come on now.
Aww.
Yeah. I mean, it was the thing. Like, no, every time Eggman wants something from Knuckles in that show, he's like, "Knuckles, please, let him down on my
Look at that. Gotcha. So, yeah. Wow. It's just down to 2, man. I don't think we ever had an instance of this happening, audience.
I mean,
we'll give Witch like another, I don't know, up to 5 minutes before we have no choice but to move on to my book. You know, so yeah.
But no, I'm just saying that go rewatch Sonic X. Watch it in English and then watch it in Japanese. They're 2 different stories almost.
Hey, question, Jake. Don't you have a Bionicle topic to talk about?
Yeah, but like right now, not really.
No. I mean, I was just looking at the pictures. I'm like,
I usually upload them. I usually sneak it in last minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Trying to message Witch, seeing what's up. Oh,
it's a jungle out there,
I know, right? So, which ring would you want as a Planeteer, Jake?
None of them. I'm a Green Lantern, baby.
Oh dang, man! Come on, feed off the. Quit thinking about the space, man. Quit thinking about what's out there. Think about what's down here, man. You know.
Man, well, they had a fire ring, right? I'll take the fire one.
There. Okay, so you want to be American? Okay, good, good. I back that choice up. You
You know,
know.
I was born and raised.
Yep, yep,
If not the fire one, I'll take the water one as a
yep.
Well, because like think about it, because I could always be hydrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's you go. You
It's
know.
honestly the most practical ring out of all five, if you really think about it.
Yeah, it would. It's a more flashy one, you know. So
But that's
it's
why
fun.
I like Sonic X. And
Fucking swear to God,
Okay,
Jake.
there you
Fuck, my
are.
phone fucking hates me. I'm giving you the summary because I literally spent all that time talking with no one answering me back. So I'm
Yeah.
pissed off. I'm pissed off at you, Jake. I'm pissed off at my phone. I'm giving you the summary. Got it? So I'm
Okay.
starting off from this fucking picture, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, they go into the ship, right? They see Talika and they see the Ice Mazon. And basically, Emir's too happy to fucking see her for no reason. And apparently, she's like, she basically has betrayed him. I don't fucking understand why, but like, I don't know why he's so happy to see her, but whatever, doesn't matter. So she challenges Harlock to a duel, right? And he's like, I'm down. He shoots her, but it deflects off of some ice shards. The Ice Mazon's like, how fucking dare you, like, make my sisters disappear? Fuck you. And so while the others were trying to escape, Emir and his dumbass self was like, oh, I'm not leaving you, Talika. I'm going to stay with you. So basically he gets frozen. And so everyone else leaves and Kai picks him up on the fucking ship. And then they have to go on. And then basically it ends off with we learn that Talika is actually a robot or like a cyborg or something. So yeah, we see that her arm comes off and she's like, damn, I guess. Anyways, so basically she's like, oh, without your help, like I would have been destroyed. And the Ice Mazon's like, I had no choice, I had to save you otherwise. And she was like, that is true, but I thank you all the same for protecting me. And so the Ice Mazon's like, Mel, my name is Mel. And so basically it ends off with Talika looking off of like a cliff or whatever the hell. The Ice Mazon looking after Emir, and we see like the Mazon Queen and Harlock in like the clouds or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever. Yeah. So basically, and we did get a bunch of covers, but not as many as the last book. Also, fuck you, Jake, for always talking about your shit while I'm fucked over because of my bullshit.
Well, you know, you gotta fill up space, you know.
Fill up space, my ass. Anyways.
Well, you know what? Next time we'll just sit in silence and we'll just like let the audience just like.
No, maybe you could talk about. Maybe you could talk about the thing I'm talking about.
I'm not reading it.
I know, but you can be like, oh, this part sounds interesting, or something like that. It's not my fault the Wi-Fi's not working right now.
And I hold you guys to the same expectations with my book too. You can talk about anything with my book. I don't care.
Fine, I'll fucking do it, man. I'll fucking do it. We'll talk about Bionicle.
Not an issue, bro.
It's an issue for me because I was talking to no one for like a good 3 minutes, and my phone was acting like shit.
You don't know that. Just go.
Anyways, I'll talk about this book when I have no other books to talk about. I'm fucking pissed off now. Fuck. I hate my fucking phone.
Okay, continue on. What you continue on?
No, that's the end of the book. That's the end of the issue. Unless you want me to talk about issue 3.
I thought I thought there was a final picture you wanted me to show too.
What was the final picture?
I think it was this one.
Oh yeah, that's when they were fighting the thing. I forgot what pictures I put up. But yeah, that was from when they were fighting the Mazon and the Amazon before running into the thing.
Okay, gotcha. But
yeah,
alright, yeah.
Anyways, go watch the show. Go read the comic. I'm gonna go continue doing what I was doing earlier.
Gotcha. Great having you.
Let's hope that it doesn't. Keep in mind, this is the 3rd time it glitched out on me.
It happens. It happens. The wonders of doing stuff live, audience. You know. So.
I fucking hate my phone. Anyways, have fun with your next book or whatever the fuck you're talking about. I don't know.
All right.
I'm gonna go eat my chips and chill.
Gotcha. All right, then, audience. With that, we're moving on to the next.
The third captain of the night.
Yes. Sam Wilson, Captain America #5, audience. You know what? I don't ever want to hear a person try and defend Sam Wilson's integrity, like if it's whether it be in the MCU or in the comics, because I will be asking them, where were you? Where were you when this freaking atrocity of a series happened?
When the slave lips fell, where were you?
Yeah. Yeah, don't tell me you were commenting and making TikTok videos of that Wakandan barbecue. Yeah, you didn't. You were dead silence when it came to Sam Wilson being a slave in a plantation. I don't want to hear any credibility from you. So yeah, thankfully this is the last issue of this miniseries. Thank God. So yeah, building off of what happened in the last issue, right? You have the Sky Dream, right? The fortresses in the skies that want to have all the black people in America come live in their utopia, working in their plantations. And yes, they guarantee you will be getting a mechanical mule, audience. So, all right. Well, since they're not taking too kindly to their offer, what does Eagle Star do? Yeah, we're going to destroy all the black cities in America. Yeah, we gave you all. They gave you all your chance, and you didn't accept. You know, but don't worry, don't worry. They're going to make sure that their death beam is going to be solar powered death beam. So, yay, yay! Let's celebrate, right, audience? Right, right. Green, clean, renewable energy here. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's see. Okay, so as this issue goes on, yeah, it's basically just Sam Wilson and the rest of his crew just trying to stop Eagle Star. And this is where it just kind of gets really, really stupid, right, audience? So in the midst of the fight, like they all get thrown out. Everybody's like, all the people who could fly are, flying and grabbing whoever they can, which also leaves Red Hulk, the odd man out. But it's okay because apparently, while he was being experimented on, apparently Eagle Star decided, what the hey, let's give Red Hulk wings. Why not, right? No, not just give Red Hulk wings, but because they believe that the whole world's going to be destroyed by global warming, they're like, let's give all animals wings, even sharks.
Dr.
What?
Animal?
Wait, Jake, there are literal sharks with wings in this issue.
Oh, okay.
What is going on, dude? Like, oh my god! I thought they were implying, I don't know, maybe the world was going to be covered in water or something, which is why they needed to focus on fortresses in the sky. But now you're just giving even sea life wings. Like, just think of the most randomest animal and give them wings, and it just looks stupid, Let's give that elephant wings. Let's give that snail wings. Let's give the octopus wings. Like giraffe. Yeah, you need some wings, buddy. Penguins, yeah, you're okay. You already have wings. Screw you, So, all right. So yeah, that's what pretty much ends up happening. They have their fight, and in the midst of the fight, Sam's cousin Billy, the one who told Sam that he's not doing enough for their people in the beginning of this series. Yeah. Let's forget the fact that Sam played an instrumental part in the whole Blood Hunt event. Giving the whole world a good morale, this and that. But, hey, according to Billy, he hasn't done enough for their community. Like, beep you. So randomly, she gets injected by the formula that gives people wings. So now she literally has bird wings too, audience. So I'm just thinking, does this mean I'm going to have to see Billy again? I do not need to see more new cap characters being introduced, audience, because it's always a battle between the Captain America family characters that you have already, So, oh, what was that, Jake?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was unplugging my computer. Keep going.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the battle goes as you expected. Like Sam is doing his best. Sam and his crew are doing his best to fight off the army from Eagle Star, and the main head guy of Eagle Star, he ends up getting eaten by one of the flying sharks he created. So wow, that was lackluster as hell. So now that just leaves the fortresses in the sky because clearly Sam and his crew just aren't going to be able to stop them all by themselves. So this is where you get to the big moment of this book. This is where it's time to step up. This is where Sam Wilson calls the Avengers.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
and wouldn't you know it, this is where he summons Steve Rogers, Captain Marvel, Magic, Emma Frost, Clint Barton, Eddie, all the blonde white people to come save the day, right?
What the fuck is
Right.
Ileana? No, well, here's fun fact. Emma Frost wasn't originally a blonde. She was a brunette.
Nah, I'm just playing with just think of it that way. Like how weird would it be like you're just only getting this specific group of people to come save the day, Because
Also,
that's
what
what
the
ends
fuck
up
is
happening.
Ileana and Emma doing here? That makes no sense.
No, I was just kidding around with them. I was just literally naming all the random blonde white people I could think off of my head in the
No, you
Marvel.
should have said
What
Dagger, not Cloak.
Dagger? Oh, yeah. Why not Dagger at that point? So yeah, when Sam Wilson gives his whole Avengers Assemble, only the black heroes come out and save the day. I'm like,
Hey,
really?
solidarity.
Really? Look, I could. Okay, Storm. Yes, I could see her taking down one of these flying fortresses, right? But what the fuck is T'Challa doing to destroy a fortress by himself?
Black Panthering it up.
Whatever, So yeah, apparently, according to the writer, only black heroes give a damn about saving black cities. Wow, progress, audience, progress.
It's nice to see some unity for once, though.
Wait, what was that? Which?
No, it's nice to see unity between a group of people for once.
Yeah,
Out
it's
of
nice
a
to know.
goodwill.
And it's nice to know this is how Greg Pak views other communities, right? They only people of their community should be saving people of their community, So, yeah. So yeah, that's really how this ends. The fortresses get taken down. Billy continues on with the farming. Recovers whatever farming pot of land that the fortresses have, and now she's getting other black people to come in and work at the farm, and getting her grandfather in to kind of guide them on how to farm. And it's all peaceful utopia now that all black people here are working in a plantation, audience. Greg Pak, dude. I went back and rewatched our episode when we were talking about like the announcement of this run, right? When it was announced Sam Wilson was getting his book again by Greg Pak. And I listened to myself like how excited I was, how like amazed that Greg Pak is finally writing a book that's a non-Asian book for once. I'm like, oh my god, dude, bless my 2024 self. Like I did not know, I could not imagine where this book was going to go, how far it was going to fall. So yeah, that's really it for this book. Greg Pak, please retire. I want to remember you for your good days. I mean, heck, did you guys know like that Amadeus Cho issue came out earlier last week? The one that was celebrating Amadeus Cho's anniversary. So they brought back Greg Pak to write him. Okay, I skimmed through that book. I didn't read it all the way, but I saw that he brought back Hercules, and god dang it, did Greg Pak wrote Hercules wearing his old school clothing again? Like, dude, you really did not. You didn't give a shit what happened to Hercules after your run, did you, man? Really, you wrote him back to being his wild, goofy self. Please retire, Greg Pak. Please. So
Krypton said, "Drop the pen, please. Put it down." Please.
yeah. I know y'all don't watch AEW, but there was a segment where like fans were telling Chris Jericho, "Please retire, please retire, please retire." I'm saying that to Greg Pack. Please retire, dude. So you're a nice guy. I met you several times at comic conventions before, but this is just embarrassing. I don't have any other words to say but an embarrassment. So all right then. With that, we can move on. Jake. So
Yeah, welcome back to the island of Voyanui, everyone, and we are here to see the clash of the Toa Ignika versus their first Paraka. And this, so basically, just recap. Last week we took a break from the book to go over Bionicle Heroes, the game, which was kind of a disappointment. If you were really wanting to see the Bionicle lore and play in the worlds and everything, I just didn't think it was all that great. It's a fun game, but also repetitive. But now we're back to see what really happened in the book, not the Lego comedy parody version. Okay. So just to recap, Team Jala, former Matoran, the Keychains, as Cryptic called them, Team Keychains.
yeah.
They were on a the universe is dying, and they felt they were the only hope to help the Toa Nuva, and they made it. They went on a voyage to Voyanui from Metro Nui, and they were hit by the powers of God, and they had ascended from mere keychains to the Toa Ignika. They didn't call themselves that, but we do get the explanation of that name later. A red star appeared in the sky and gave them superpowers, and now they're Toa. They're Matoran no more. And as the Toa Ignika were trying to get used to their powers, the Toa Nuva tried to fight the Paraka one last time, but were defeated not by the Paraka. This time they were defeated by not Axon, Brutaka, who is like their Bionicle Titan friend, ally they have going on. As the Toa Ignika are making their way on Voyanui, unsure of what they're about to face, they will come face to face with a Paraka, a single Paraka. And if you guys remember, when the Toa Nuva fought the Paraka, even just one, it took all 6 of them to take one down. So how did these novice Toa handle it? Well, I gotta say they handle it pretty well. One of the things I like about the concepts of the Toa is that the Toa teams in this and the way they handle them seem to be geared towards specific adventures. For instance, if you put the Toa Metru in a Toa Nuva adventure, they might not do as well. But if you put the Toa Nuva in a Toa Metru adventure, they might not do as well either. It seems like the teams are geared towards what their island needs, and I think that's what the Toa Ignika are, basically. So, like, for instance, like when the Toa Ignika, when the Toa Nuva did fight the Paraka, they had the experience, they had the teamwork, they had everything that would normally help them, but this threat was a bit different than what they were used to, and because of that, they wound up losing. But when the Toa Ignika fight Vizak, who's just one Paraka, and he gave the Toa Nuva shit before, it's not that the Toa Nuva are struggling a little bit, but they kind of do it without really breaking much of a sweat. Keep in mind, they're novice at being Toa. So it is kind of interesting to see that play out. And it's mainly because their powers are different. For instance, Vizak's powers, he can absorb someone's ability, energies, and then use it himself. So one of the things I did like, too, was that Vizak has the enslavement spirit, so the whole time they've been trying to enslave the Toa and use them so they have super soldiers on their team, basically. And so Vizak wanted to enslave Mataro, so he tries to snipe Mataro before Mataro even knows he's there. And Mataro's just standing there, and like a bullet just goes through, and one of the spheres goes through him. He's like, huh? And then Vizak's like, huh? And then Vizak shoots him again, and the sphere goes through Mataro. He's like, yo, what? and Vizak's like, that doesn't make sense. That was supposed to enslave you. And Mataro's like, oh, you were trying to enslave me? Fuck you.
Wow.
So he shoots at he shoots at Vizak. What I like about this though is he uses his swords. So you see the swords they have in their hands with the lights and everything?
Yeah.
So the way that they thought they were supposed to use it, they thought they used their weapons like the Toa Nuva. The Toa Nuva also have blades of their own, and these blades shot out elemental energy. So the Toa Ignika, knowing, they've seen the Toa Nuva fight, so like, well, okay, let's just fight like them. So Mataro uses his blade to shoot at Vizak because he's the Toa of ice. So he's expecting ice to shoot out. But ice doesn't just shoot out. It's ice and electricity at the same time, basically. Which is insane. We never had like an electric Toa before. And so this power combined hits Vizak. He's like, oh, shit, my chest. And but Vizak's like, but it's okay because I absorb energy. And so like how he fought with the Toa Nuva, he's like, okay, well, I got shot by the ice guy. So I'm going to use the ice guy's powers to hit the red guy's powers. And so he throws his powers at Jala, who's the Toa of fire, and Jala's like I'm not. Listen, I ain't a bitch. And Jala kind of dodges the shit, and then he shoots Vizak with his energy. And Mataro's like, yo, chill out, Jala. Like, listen, that guy absorbs energy, but I bet you can only do one at a time. Vizak apparently can absorb 2 abilities at a time, but so basically he has the powers of fire, ice, and their lightning abilities mixed up. We also find out something interesting. Vizak says, there was a time where I was like hyper intelligent to the point where I could probably out strategize all 6 of these kids by myself. But but ever since the incident, I have lost my intelligence. Now, we don't know what the incident is yet, but it is interesting that there is more at play to Vizak than we first thought. Apparently, he was hyper intelligent until this point. But that said, Vizak keeps trying to fight the Toa Ignika, but it's no use. He can't beat them. They just have powers that are more equipped to deal with the Paraka. And I think my theory is that the powers that the Toa Ignika were given to them by the Order of Matanui, which is like the Illuminati good guys of this universe. Okay. And I think they just knew what they needed to fight the Paraka because they saw what happened with the Toa Nuva. So now that they're more equipped to deal with it. So the Toa Ignika try interrogating the guy, but like it's not. But he's not really given. I do like Jala though. I said this before. I say this again. I think what I like about Jala the most is that he takes all the best qualities of Vakama and Tahu mixed together, but he doesn't have any of their negative traits. He knows when to be assertive, and he knows to be assertive like Tahu does. But he also knows when to cut back and listen to the team like Vakama learned to do, basically. But so I do like in this moment there's some where Vizak tries to run away. And I'm trying to find the actual quote because it was actually pretty good. Basically, like Vizak tries to get away, and he grabs his gun and to try to shoot at Jala, and Jala has his blade to him. He's like, listen, like, I know what you're thinking right now. Can I shoot my gun faster than this Toa of fire can shoot his flames? And I'm going to tell you right now, the answer is probably no. But you're also thinking, well, maybe he won't hit me that hard. And normally I wouldn't, but you got to remember, I'm a new Toa. So I don't know how these powers work. Maybe I do try to shoot you a little less, like softer. But maybe I accidentally cut your fucking head off. So like, so maybe you want to chill out. And Vizak's like, damn, he got me, GG. So Vizak does give up, and he's like, listen, all right, look, here's the deal. Your Toa friends are back into at Zaktan's stronghold. They're like, stronghold? Okay, so there's like a whole base of operations here. You're gonna take us to him. And he's like, don't worry, I don't want to get burned alive. I'm okay with that. That's cool with me. And he leads them for a little bit, and then he uses Mataro's powers and Jala's powers to create a smoke storm that kind of like that gives him clearance to run away. So Vizak gets away, and Jala again learning from Vakama's mistakes. If this was Vakama by the Hordika saga, Vakama would have ran after him. Vakama would like, we can't let that guy get away, and he probably would have gotten the team into a big trap, and they would have been captured. But Jala knows that's not the right thing to do. And he says, no, we're going to hang back. Listen, I know we need to get the Toa Nuva, but like, it's probably not a good idea to just chase after him blindly. He could pick us off one by one. He could take us out. Let's just like chill back, think of a better plan. I'm like, that's cool. like I said, I like Team Ignica because it really helps. Like, you appreciate them more when you've read the other team's stories and you've seen how much they've learned from just watching the Toa Nuva and their fuck ups and hearing about how the Toa Metru fucked up constantly. Like, I like seeing that payoff.
Damn, they're fuck ups.
Well, they're not. No, well, the Toa Metru had a lot of fuck ups, but they were a good team. But that's why. But I'm saying, like, the Ignica team learned from their mistakes and also the Toa Nuva's mistakes. So, like, that's why I like
Noted. Learn
Yeah.
from your ancestors' mistakes, even
Pretty
though
much.
they might not be dead.
Yeah, learn from your
Mhm.
elders, and you become better people. That's the theme of the Ignica team. But one of the Matorans do run into them like, oh, listen, good thing I caught you. Yeah, definitely don't go after after Vizon, because you're gonna get like fucked up. Come with me, let me explain to you the plot so far. And then they get the rundown of what happened with the Toa Nuva and everything and all this stuff. And this is where we get the name drop for this team. Now, I already told you they're called the Toa Ignica, but this is where Jala comes up with the name Toa Ignica. And the teams are like, well, why the Toa Ignica? That's a weird name. Because Ignica is the Matoran word for energy from a star. And that's where they got their powers from. The red star gave them their powers. That's why they're called the Toa Ignica. So, there you go.
Mhm.
But now, this is now, like, again, the Toa Nuva are completely off the board. Oh, we also get some other things too. Jala, I'm a bit confused by his powers. Jala has a mass power that allows him to do a double jump in the air. I think.
Whoa.
I don't know. That seems like, I mean, like, it's impressive, but we already have someone who can fly on the team. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not. Maybe there's more to it than that. We also find out that Holly's mask is reacting to something. She keeps getting headaches the longer she wears it, even to the point she has to take it off just to take a break with it. And she realizes, like, oh, yeah, it is the mask. The mask is giving me a headache. So it is telling me we have to do something, but I don't know what it is. We also see, like, Naparu and Kongu get a bonding moment because Kongu is still salty that he is the only Toa of air in history to not be able to fly, basically.
Whoa.
In the Toa of stone gets to fly, which he thinks is bullshit.
Yeah, I remember you talked about this last time.
Yeah, but they and like Niparu, who's the Toa of stone, he messes up. Like, he's trying to fly the Toa across the ridge, but he messes up and nearly gets one of them like killed, and Jala has to save them. And Niparu's like, man, I feel bad. Like, maybe I shouldn't have this mask, whatever. But I like Kongu. Kongu, like, he's like, everyone's expecting Kongu to be a dick, but Kongu wraps his hand around Niparu. He's like, listen, let me teach you about how updrafts work. That'll help you out next time. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice. I like that. So he's definitely not Mattel, that's for sure. Mattel would have roasted the fuck out of whoever messed that up. But so next time, the Toa Ignica will be continuing their journey. And hopefully we'll get, I think I still want to see more individual characterization out of this team. I do know them from prior books, yes, but they were background characters. They weren't really like fully fledged characters. I only know Jala and Holly, but I would love to get to know this other team a bit more. So I love a little bit of individual chapters with them. I know we'll get that in their sequel book, but I kind of hope we get that in this book right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the adventure, but I think it's just lacking the character that I loved from the Toa Metru adventures. I still think so far the Toa Metru books are my favorite, just because of how much character work went into those stories for everybody. Like, again, there was like characters that I didn't even care about in the movies. When I read the books, I'm like, these guys are fucking awesome. And I kind of wanted that experience here, and I'm not getting it so far. I like the team, I like what they represent, but I'm not getting a lot of characterization out of them, and I think I would like more of that. So, but yeah, so Bionicle Island of Doom, you can read it on Crosswired Geeks and for free. So Biological Chronicle section. So read with me.
Gotcha. There you go. Well, there's your weekly dose of Bionicles, audience. So. All right, then. I guess with that, let's move on to the last book of the night. Deadpool. Number 14. And daughter. Yeah. This is pretty much the penultimate issue to the finale of this run, audience. So yeah, it's Deadpool and his crew. Taskmaster, Princess, and Ellie. They're making their final stand against Death Grip as they teleport to his temple, looking to kill him. Right now, the Death Grip kind of is getting a little power up and corrupted by the sword that he infused himself with, the Maramosa sword, and he uses it, the powers he's been given, to resurrect the monks that he killed. Because remember, audience, he felt like he was in charitable mood, so he decided to give his followers a well-deserved rest. Yeah, an eternal rest. So yeah, he revives all of them. They kind of become like these mystic undead monks. I mean, there's this one point, right? They all charge themselves up by setting themselves on fire and exploding themselves right in front of Deadpool. Yikes! Monks setting themselves on fire. I wonder if there was a different, a hidden meaning behind that from Cody Sigler. So, yeah. Anyway, the fight really, the sole issue is just a versus matchup, pretty much. Because remember, in that crossover event with Miles, Deadpool came out with a godlike weapon from Ares. So he uses that to mortally wound Death Grip. Funny enough, he actually ends up doing one solid slash to his chest. It really is hurting Death Grip, but this is where Death Grip kind of brings up his ace in the hole. He puts his death touch in his heart as he makes his one final stand. Let me bring up the picture. Look at that, audience. Look at all those hands that come out of his heart. You get touched by one of those and you're dead. So yeah, that's really how the issue ends. Nothing really to talk about deftly in this. I mean, again, it's just a straightforward versus match. Death Grip and his people up against Wade and his people. And next issue, yeah, it's going to be the last issue of this run. And yeah, I kind of feel like it kind of did run its course. So, see where it goes. So yeah, that's the last book of the night, audience. All right. Play that music, man.
What? Well, I mean, I would, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I keep saying that.
Gotcha.
Just so people who aren't Sonic fans know.
Got it. Well, thank you all for joining us. You know the deal.
I'll see you next week. I'm gonna watch The Rookie season 8, season 7 finale. John Nolan, take my soul.
Good and I'll be back with my normal books next week.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. Next week I will be reviewing The Rookie season 7, and I also will be reviewing Pokemon Horizon on Tuesday. So
nice. All right. Well, see y'all later, audience. See y'all.
I'm gonna lay down.
Yep.